the whole identity of the black man as being important and should be included in all discussions in humanity. The man who is willing to teach must be willing to learn. You see the email? I say, which email, brethren? I say, an email from MGM. I say, yeah, but that's a scam. That look like, I say, no man, it's real.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Miss Munchy, what we tell him?
I hear me, Miss Munchy.
Keeping it locked with Munchy.
Miss Munchy.
Are you run the thing, so watch you know?
You know me, I say Munchy. Munchy. Yell up Munchy.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Reggaeville family, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Wha Gwaan Munchy. The year 2021 is coming close to the end, and it has been turbulent for many. It has been challenging for most of us, I guess. But I'm very happy that I am now connected with a man who might say that this has been the best year of his life. We will find out about his past 12 months from himself, Teacha Dee. How is everything, Teacha?
Blessed love, Munchy. Everything is nice, man. Everything is nice. Just giving thanks to the Most High, you know, that in these times of great tribulation, Jaja just say, hold this Teacha Dee. So we just give thanks. Say, yes, you're correct. One of the best years of life and career.
Yes.
You know, yes, I.
And one of the milestones of this year will drop on December 21st, which is your brand new album, Time Machine. If we look at the cover artwork, that's pretty futuristic. So where does this time machine take us to?
This time machine is a journey through my career over time. And as you know, I write songs from my own experience. And even the songs have a different sound going forward. Some of the songs were recorded 5 years ago. Some were recorded 4 years ago. Some were recorded last year. So you can hear, if you listen carefully, you hear even the transition in my singing ability. You hear the upgrade in my message. You hear everything. So I brought out my time machine to show my fans, look, we are celebrating everything right now, but thank you for following me. This is where I was and watch what's happening. So that's the whole vibration with Time Machine. It's a celebration with me and my fans and supporters and family.
Wow. So it's a whole journey we're going on. We're going to talk about this time travel a bit more. It's music with messages. That is something you can be sure about. We'll talk about the messages and the influences and so forth in just a few. But speaking of music with messages, also Queen Ifrica just released and presented a music video with a single that has that deals with a very serious issue. She is part of the Redemption Project, and through that she has released the single Predator's Paradise. The music video, produced by Warrior Films JA, big up yourself, it deals with abuse in its various forms, and also the strength of predators in our society, as Queen Ifrica explained. We'll have a quick look, and you can enjoy the whole video on our Reggaeville YouTube channel.
Every day you wake up, it's another one, another rape, another kill, another con, another outrage, another plan. It's becoming a phenomenon. Culture, they say, tradition, since forever. It's been going on and on and on. Nothing will change, they say. Hey. Talk if you want that. You'll still be lonely. Facing the darkest days. People just go their ways. You gotta get up and walk on. Save your soul in a predator's paradise. Hey. No one remembers me.
Teacha Dee, as I mentioned, is dropping his album Time Machine on December 21st. We said it already, it's music with a message. Please tell me a bit what inspired the lyrics, the songs. What are the most important messages you want to carry out there with your music on this album, Teacha?
My album has a spiritual baseline. So the message that is in my songs, these messages are for spiritual health and spiritual well-being. So for example, reggae mood, when it's dark outside and I don't know what to do. This put me in a reggae mood. That song is geared towards going against depression, you know, when it's dark outside, when everything is dark. And I'm suggesting that they get some roots reggae that can put you in a good vibration. Songs like Time Machine has you, it have you reflecting. If you could go back in time, would you send a message to yourself to change something? So I put the listener in this album in my space, what I'm going through right now, what I went through, and knowing what happened with all this historic reggae thing. If I could go back in time, would I tell myself, don't be a teacher, go straight in music? Or would I leave him to become Teacha Dee? So this album have you thinking from track 1 to 17.
Wow. And you mentioned spirituality. Did you personally grow up as a spiritual person? And when did you start to dedicate your life to Rastafari in particular also?
When I started out, I must admit I did not decide to become Rastafari. I just decided that I must become myself. And over time, I began studying with some of the elders, and I started out first in Rastafariism, you know, and then over time now I get a deeper understanding that the spiritual aspect is the connection between all of us, everything, animals, trees, black, white, everything, everyone, the universe, everyone. So when I look and study the message of Rastafari now, I would say in 2010, 2011, I started to seek Rastafari way seriously. And over time, I have learned that this connection that is there, that Rastafari spoke about, that we should establish with no divisions of race and class, is a serious thing. So right now I am on that spiritual journey. I give my support to the Bobo Shanti movement. I give my support to the Nyami Bingi movement, and all of those ones who are not in Rastafari way, who are trying to find this spiritual connection. Yes, I.
You have a song also on the album that is called Forward Black Man, and that mentions the teachings of Marcus Garvey also. Who else has strongly influenced you, your music, and has also inspired your music?
Yes, the whole identity of the black man has been important and should be included in all discussions in humanity. I believe that this was instrumentally started by Marcus Garvey. And so I had to pay homage to Marcus Garvey just like that. With other contributions from Nelson Mandela, other contributions from artists who I look up to too. This is a wide and a very difficult question to answer. I always try to learn as much as I can from those who were before me, and also those who are also coming, because I listen to their music and I listen to their interviews with great respect. So I also got a lot of inspiration from rappers, people like Kanye West, people like Jay-Z. I also got a lot of inspiration from Bounty Killer, a lot of inspiration from Beanie Man, a lot of inspiration from Burning Spear, Peter Tosh. It's just a long list. But outside of practitioners of reggae music, I have to say that I spent a lot of time reading and trying to understand the philosophy of Marcus Garvey, the ideology of Nelson Mandela, and recently I've studied Nana Ya Asante from Ashanti tribe. So, you know, I always keep reading and studying so my songs have good content.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you mentioned that you are learning and that you are studying because you are the teacher. And and you are not just, you just didn't just name yourself the teacher, but you actually used to work as a teacher in Montego Bay. How important is the educational aspect when it comes to your music? Is it once a teacher, always a teacher, regardless of that being in a classroom or being on a stage?
On a spiritual sense, teaching and learning is the same thing. There is no separation. The man who is willing to teach must be willing to learn. Because if you're not willing to learn, you cannot teach. Because if you're trying to give information, you have to see where. So you have to learn what is missing in order to teach. So yes, I would implore all the young artists who are out there, please try to get some form of education in your brain. Even if it's natural education, try to study nature, try to read something, try to know your history, try to find your direction. If you are a container, only what is in the container can come out, you know. So most of these artists that I see singing some content that most people are against, it's just these are the things they consume from media, from movies, and that is what is coming out. So I am begging you, my friends, also try to learn as you teach, upgrade yourself. Knowledge increases every day. Do not get left at the back of the thing, you know?
Wow, yeah, man,
Yes,
yeah, man. Definitely, most definitely. True, true. Good words, man. I mentioned in the beginning that 2021 might have been challenging for many, and now we have to really find out how was 2021 for you.
2021 started off in February for me in a very, I would say, powerful way. And thank you, Munchy. You were also there to make that news about the James Bond movie synchronization deal. And from February until now, I have been doing interviews. I had no idea that the James Bond community was so great, so big. And there are so many clubs. Every country have their own clubs. I have been talking to these people, respect to them. And I have been doing interviews in many countries on podcasts, radios, and so forth. All the time while I was still mastering, listening to the mixes of this new album, setting up distribution, registering songs, and so forth. So this year has been the year of Teacha Dee and Time Machine and No Time to Die. Lot of time everywhere, but it was crazy. I think the highlight was performing in that cinema at the launch of James Bond just after the red carpet. It was a different experience. A lot of respect from the people, and respect goes out to the promoters and the owners of this thing. MGM, big up yourself. Ian Productions from the James Bond franchise, give thanks. Yes, I search party music same way. Yeah.
I mean, this was really amazing news to know that someone from the reggae fraternity contributed a song, Rastafari Way, to mention it again, to a James Bond movie. How did this opportunity present itself in the very beginning? Did you get an email which was like, can we feature your song? I swear, if I got an email like that, I would have just deleted it because I was like, this must be a scamming thing or so.
Yes, to tell you the truth, what you see behind me here, my studio that I was trying to manifest, I was in this process, you know, designing things, writing down angles, everything. We have this big sanding machine, you know, sanding the floor and thing. It's a wooden floor. And I just got a call from Dan Tipper in Jamaica, you know, and Dan Tipper like, Teach, you see the email? I say, which email, brethren? He say, an email from MGM. I say, yeah, but that's a scam. That look like, he say, no, man, it's real. Big up Dan Tipper. Without a friend like that, maybe I would not even go back to that email, because when I saw it, you're right, when I saw it, well, Munchy. Look at my eye. But this is a true way I tell you. Munchy, when I saw that email, the grandeur of the whole deal had me wondering, no, you know, when someone is trying to give you this amazing deal, it sounds like a scam at the beginning. And I didn't click any attachment. I don't wish to carry no virus onto my computer, but Tipper said, check it out, Teach. So I went in, opened up that, and, you know, got numbers and made some calls. And this man was like, Teacha Dee, my God, you're a hard man to find. He said, you're not in Jamaica. I said, no, I'm in Germany. Oh, that explains it. We're trying to find you. Check this contract. It was going so fast, you know. So I contact all the parties involved, you know, talk to House of Rhythm, all of us involved, and just get it on the way. But I sat there, Munchy, just sat there like this, couldn't believe. Because you have to understand how serious it is. I am still independent. I am not signed to a major label. And this album that they found, Rastafari Way 2, was self-distributed and everything. So for them to find me like that and include me along with Grammy winners like Shaggy and Buju and this independent artist, everything independent. right in the middle there. It was an amazing thing, and that's why I have to give thanks to Ian Productions too. They listen to the lyrics of the song, the meaning of what I was saying, and use it. Imagine that. Use it for the first appearance of Nomi, who was doing the female 007 at the time. It was crazy, man. Very, very powerful stuff.
Yeah, man. So even bigger congratulations on that once more. How was the moment like when you actually first saw the movie with the song in it?
Yes, I was at one of the first screening before the rest of the European Union could see. It was at 007 exactly on the day, and I had a nice seat and I just watch because they told me where it would be. Have to explain everything in case I had problems spiritually with the message and those things. And I was like, yes, I like where it is. There was no killing, no negative stuff. I like that spot, and I was waiting on it. Munchy, when the man, when Mr. Craig drove down the alley, and we hear, it's not an easy road, but no, let's say, and you drive fast. My head was like, and then, the people, I was with a group of us, we're watching it, and they say, whoa, it seems a bit quick. And I said, that's exactly where I pull it up every time I perform it. They say, oh, okay, now I overstand. We say, yes, man, it's a very powerful thing. It's there for the meaning of the song too, not just for a song, So I give thanks for that, man. It was amazing, man. It was amazing, Munchy. It was a feeling of accomplishment, dream come true. It's just a relief that the fight through independence and doing it yourself really came out that big,
Yeah, man. I can only imagine. But I'm very, very happy and glad to hear. And I'm very happy to share the joy with you still same way. You're feeling it, James Bond, No Time to Die. By the way, including the single Rastafari Away by Teacha Dee, is also out tomorrow on the 21st on DVD. So you can check that out. But in case you prefer reggae music over agent movies, of course, I have a few more recommendations for you. You can check out Patrice, who did a Christmas Rocksteady album, together with some amazing artists such as Lloyd Parks, Nadine Sutherland, Judy Mowat, and many more half-pint as well. So this is very Christmas vibes to sweeten up your holidays. So all the releases that are out or coming up, you can check them always on Reggaeville.com. And we implemented a new feature, so you can now select whether you want to only look at albums or singles, because a lot of people have been asking for it, and we got it now, finally. It's been some years. And and speaking of that, the album of the year poll is also on. The nominees are out. You can vote for your favorite from the nominees until January 14th. Right, exactly. And one of the EPs, besides Time Machine, of course, from Teacha Dee, another record that was released this year is Trixstar. She released Dear 2020 in 2021, and one of the singles comes now out with a amazing music video, because it's a Lego brick music video, and we can check out a little piece of that from her single Love.
Your love is so pure, like the water from a fountain, yeah. Only love can move the mountain, yeah. And this your love is so profound and will stay. This is love, this is real love, pure love, straight from above, fire love. You are my love, real love, true love, straight from above, one love.
Wha Gwaan Munchy family, Teacha Dee is still with me, share the excitement of his 2021, but of course we want to take a look ahead as well. How are you going to spend Christmas? just relax under the Christmas tree, or busy promoting?
Well, well, I went and booked even an early interview for the 24th. So I have an interview to do then, and I have the family part of it to do, you know. So normally, you know, we have friends over and I cook some Jamaican food, and
Nice.
but you know, Corona changed a lot of things.
Mm.
So now it's just gonna be on the homestead, you know, maybe one set of family with us, but no more. So this is going to be very interesting, you know what I mean? A lot of my family, we gather on the Zoom thing too, based on the
Nice.
time zone. Yes.
Nice, nice. So you have things to look forward to. You mentioned already the videos to shoot in the new year. What else is coming up in 2022 from Teacha Dee?
In 2022, I am hoping, because you know the most I control all things. The bookings that I had after the Red Jacket tour of Mexico, I am supposed to be in Latin America in 2022. I am supposed to be in UK, and I'm supposed to do some festivals here in Germany. So if all goes well, I should be seen on stage. And
Nice.
yes, in the middle of those things, you know, in the middle of those things, I'll be doing the collab album now. Because if you notice, that album was a nice solo project,
Mhm.
17 tracks. So I am going to be starting up this collab album where, you know, I'm going to bring all my friends with me now. I'm not leaving anyone. So, you know, they said that, oh, Teacher, your voice is ringing around Hollywood now. Okay, no problem. I'm going to bring my friends with me too. Everybody coming, everyone coming. Yes, I. So full
Nice.
collaboration mode. Yes, I.
Wow, that
Yeah.
sounds
Wait,
like
I must mention one thing before we skip over that thing.
no,
I
so
like
yes.
to, yes, I'd like to send a hearty big up to the people and supportive unit there in Mexico and Colombia. Big up Cass Smith, big up Natty Congo Records, all of those people putting together this Latin American leg. I wish not to leave you out so quickly. Spanish, you know, Espanol. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a very exciting and productive year. So I keep my fingers crossed that all goes well and all the things manifest as you plan them, or even better, you know.
Yes,
Because who would have expected what happened in 2021, you know, like 12 months ago, right?
yes, because you have to get it that I thought the highlight of my career was in 2019 when I was doing the Red Jacket tour in Mexico, as I said. You know, this big show as highlight, media there, cameras there, was exciting for me, you know. And when the lockdown came that stopped those shows that were supposed to go, you know, I was like, what is this? And then just say, hey, Teach, relax, here you go, you know. That is why I have this song called Just Say, you know, that I said, he that hunger and thirst for righteousness sake shall be filled, Jaja say. You shall be filled, Jaja say. The moment I was gonna go hungry, no shows canceled. Just say, oh, you can't hungry, hold this. So I give thanks to the Most High Jah, Holy Emmanuel, Haile Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. You know, yes,
Yes, I give thanks. Always remember those words, you know, when one door closes, another big one might open. Just
yes,
trust in Most High.
always,
Teacher,
man, every
all the very best for your plans. I wish you wonderful holidays. And of course, especially all the very best for the album Time Machine coming up.
Yes, I. Big up Reggaeville, same way, Wha Gwaan Munchy. Big, massive. Yes, I. Big up the whole of the producer them who contribute to the Time Machine album, Evidence Music out of Switzerland, House of Rhythm. You don't know Sam Gilly and the team. Yes, I. Catch it Grizzly. Yes, I. Brain Food International. Ragatap Music and 10 Floor Records. Respect. Thank you for joining me on this Time Machine, Munchy.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.